So is this off your main page or your personal page?
We are live, and it's off my personal or my main music page.
Get over there. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Rebecca Brown.
I don't see you.
Music page.
All right. All right. Who's out there?
Katie Morgan. You've been sharing everybody's things. I think that's amazing.
Katie Morgan gets a medal.
She does. Katie Morgan, all the way. You are like the #1 sharer of all the musicians in the London area.
She's been the biggest booster of all.
I think so.
So I'm just getting some things set up over here.
Excellent.
Because there's a delay.
If anybody doesn't know, this is John Huff over here on my laptop. And this is about as high tech as we get over here. So
we've done a lot of dancing to make this happen.
We did. And let me tell you, I am not a dancer. John might be, but not me. Hey,
they do call me Twinkle Toes back home.
So, hello everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. And we just wanted to have a casual conversation, John Huff's head and myself. So, if you guys have anything you want to chat about or any songs that you'd like me to talk about or anything like that, feel free to put it in the comments. John is going to be watching the comments very closely and sharing what's going on with you guys.
Yeah. So, Sarah, listen, everybody wants to know how you're dealing with all of this. How you doing? I haven't talked to you. Apart from setting this up, I'm normally with you almost every day on the road someplace.
True. Surprisingly, I'm doing really well. I am used to living a life on the road. I'm not used to being at home, and most people think or assume that I would go crazy being at home, which has happened before. But in this quarantine, I'm actually I'm one of those people that's feeling blessed by this time. I feel rested, relaxed. I get to spend time with my family here that love me. You know, I'm feeling smothered by love, and I feel just able to be creative. You know, if you're a creative type out there, I know you know what I mean. It's like I'm in this little creative bubble. Some days I don't know where the time goes. All of a sudden it's, 10 hours later, and I'm still sitting in my creative writing chair doing all sorts of crazy projects like videos and recordings and songwriting and stuff like that. So
you're a busy person. Like, you're always a busy person. This is my observation of you. And it's interesting, though, because a lot of creative people are having trouble, right now. Like, it's a pressure kind of situation. And I think people like me, I had my whole life kind of pulled out from underneath me. I'm a touring musician, so it's like that's gone. And so I've been kind of using that time to step back and reflect on some things, but it sounds like you're just going full steam ahead, projects. Are you doing any reflecting? Have you stepped back at all, or is it just take it as it comes every day?
Absolutely, John. I have been reflecting. To be in a creative space, you have to be in a reflective place. So I have been very quiet. Every morning we start our morning with yoga, meditation. That is my time to allow spirit to come and enter my life in that moment, and I think that it sticks with me most of the day. You know, I've been working on, and I know you have as well, John, we've been working together and with our bandmates and on our own solo journeys with becoming more mindful, more aware in our daily lives. And I think that this is an absolute gift of rest and awareness and mindfulness and reflection for sure. With that quietness and that stillness comes for me vibration, energy, creation. and excitement.
That's great. I just want to give a couple of shout outs on the comments. Somebody said that they loved my voice, which is very sweet. And Vanessa Andrews posted, "Hello, angel voice." I'm going to assume she's talking about me as well. Is that true, Vanessa?
Don't lie to him, Vanessa. I know the truth.
I feel like my voice is really translating well here. And I want to also say hello to all of our friends from Europe who have joined us right now, because it's 7 o'clock here, which makes it what time over there? It's late.
I think it's 1 a.m. So that's.
Is it? I don't think it's. I think it's like midnight. Germany people, tell us what time it is. And welcome to all of you, and thank you so much. So, listen, this is a weirdly impromptu thing that we're doing right now. And Sarah initially kind of imagined this as a sort of live recording of a podcast episode.
Correct.
For my podcast. So it's kind of that and it kind of isn't. But first of all, can everybody hear us?
Hey, John, it's 1 a.m. I was right.
You were right? Well, I never said you weren't right. I just wasn't sure. Give us a little bit of German, Sarah. How's your German studying coming
Ja,
along?
mein Deutsch ist sehr gut.
Sehr gut.
Ja, ich lerne Deutsch alles Tag. Mein Überschaft. I don't know what that means.
Uberschaft?
It sounds awesome.
It's a family show. What? Uberschaft. Uberschaft. At what point do you feel like singing for us? Do you want to talk a little more, or do you want to sing for us?
I saw a comment down there about the song Reload, and funny enough, I was practicing Reload just before I tuned in here. Do you know what the comment said, John? I don't really know what it said. It was talking about intensity in lyrics and
I'm
something
going back
like
through.
That'd be great. I'd like to talk about that song, actually.
We also had a question about whether you've written any new songs, and I know that you can knock out songs like nobody I've ever seen. So have you got new stuff from this period so far?
Absolutely, I do. For sure, I do.
Yeah.
Why don't I start with an old song and then do a new one?
We will do that. It was Kaylana Warren.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I'm saying your name right.
It's Tijuana. Tijuana to me.
Tijuana Warren?
Tijuana. Yeah.
Reload video is so intense with emotion. What's the background on that song, if you don't mind sharing? Miss You, XO.
Okay. Reload is a song about feeling that boiling point of rage, that point where you just feel like you see red. You don't know how to deal with that rage and that emotion. I personally have had to go through 2 anger management courses in my life, in my adult life. That's 2. And I've read lots of books on anger. And anger is a really powerful emotion, and we've been told we're not supposed to feel it, or we should push it aside because it can be destructive. And but the thing about anger is it's there as an emotion. We need to learn how to deal with it. So this is a reason that I write music, is I get to deal with some of these emotions that are hard to deal with. Since I've taken my anger management courses, I feel like I'm practicing better ways to deal with anger. And this is kind of what I wrote the song about, was that rage feeling.
All right, great.
Please watch where you put your feet when you put them down. I'm hiding beneath your little wing now. I'm a fragile little toy gun. I think I might have just shut you down. I feel like I just shut you down. Please don't hesitate when I'm putting on the heat. I hold my breath 'cause you tell me I can breathe. I'm a little part on the stove. I feel like I might have just overflowed. I think I might have just overflowed. Cause I'm a fragile little toy gun. I think I might have just shut you down. I feel like I just shut you down. Reload, I think I might have just shut you down. Reload, I feel like I just shut you down.
Very nice.
Thank you.
So, all of you out there in Facebook land, can you tell us how that sounded? Was that okay? Is it coming through all right? Because we can't really tell. So, as you don't say anything, we're going to assume that all is well. So, look, Sarah, I spend a lot of time on the road with you. I go all over the world with you, and I see how people react to you, and I see and read the comments right now about what an inspiration you are for people and how much you uplift people. But my question is, who inspires or uplifts you?
Man, that's a cool question. You know, as I was growing up in my life, I was really, I was really magnetized to self-help and self-learning and awareness, and I really wanted some sort of spirituality in my life, and I researched a lot of spirituality, and I read a lot of self-help books, and one of the greats that I read was Deepak Chopra, Thich Nhat Hanh, Iyanla Van Zandt. I read lots of Wayne Dyer books, this kind of thing. And recently, I feel like I'm getting a little further away from reading books, and recently I have been listening to podcasts. And actually, John, your podcast was one of my first ever podcasts that I ever listened to. And I love it. I love what it is. It's just conversations between people, connections. Yeah, Tony Robbins is a great one as well. I love Deepak Chopra too. He's deep, but some of his books, like there's this book on mindfulness and on coincidence, and that one really helped me. It was a little bit of an easier read. I'm not really too scientific, so I do like the easy reads.
We know you like Eckhart Tolle.
I love Eckhart Tolle. So I've been into podcasts lately. When I run or do exercise, I listen to podcasts. And lately it's been Eckhart Tolle. I listened to A Greater Earth, I think it's called, and it was a podcast between Oprah and Eckhart Tolle. And they talked about, just how to become awakened. And it was really inspiring to me. That inspired me. Another one that I've been listening to lately with with Oprah has been Alicia Keys. I listened to Pastor Joel Osteen, and it was very empowering. I also listened to one with Common. He's I think he's a hip hop artist, and he did a speech kind of in hip hop the whole time, and it was just incredible. His words were so inspiring. So I like the movers, the shakers, the people that speak truth. But honestly, John, this is not to get brownie points or anything like that. The number one inspiration in my life has got to be the unit that creates my parents. They are seriously the most simple people with the biggest, kindest, most giving hearts. And I've come full circle from wanting to, rebel and leave them and never see them again to wanting to keep them very close to my heart. So
I know you're close to your parents. Did, when you were a kid, were you alone a lot?
I had three siblings. I had an older brother that used to wrestle with me, and an older sister who used to try to dress me up in dresses and do my hair,
Oh dear.
which is like
I've seen you in a dress one time, and it was Halloween. You had a clown wig on.
that's how I feel when I'm in a dress. I feel like I'm a clown. Okay, don't put me in a dress. So, that wasn't cool. But I love my older sister and my older brother, and my younger sister. She was just like my play doll. I had to pay her to play with me because she just would rather have sat around and like watched or played Monopoly with me or something really quiet inside. But I wanted to like take her outside and explore the world, and so I would like get her to tie me up, and she would like sit on a sleigh and tie me up as her horsey, and I would pay her to be her horsey because I just needed a friend so bad. So I got so like I had so much energy inside me. So when I was a kid on the farm, I was stuck sometimes by myself, and so I started just like hitting a tennis ball against the house like nonstop, like obsessively hitting this tennis ball. I ask my parents to this day, they remember just boing, 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 boing all the time inside the house. That's all they heard. This energy I have has been in me since I was born, okay?
But you've had to learn to channel it, and not always in the most constructive ways.
Yes.
We don't have to talk about that, but you've had to harness it, right?
Yeah.
It's a force of nature.
Yeah, I think that energy can, if you don't know how to deal with it, it can become addiction. And John, I mean, I've known you only a few years, and I've been like clean pretty much the whole time you've known me, and you still know I've gone through addictions. Even in my cleanliness, my not using drugs or drinking or smoking, I have found other ways to become addicted. So yeah, I mean, anybody else out there with this energy they don't know what to do with, and they find their own medicines. I get you. I get you totally 100%.
So we had a couple of questions from Heather Wright. Hello, Heather. I hope you're tuning in right now. And she wanted to talk about sobriety. And what's interesting is that as I've been talking to people throughout this crazy situation that we're in right now, a lot of people have been saying they're drinking a lot. They're drinking more than is normal. I don't know if that's boredom or what, but there's a temptation probably for people who are struggling to do that sort of thing for whatever reason they may have. So, how have you maintained your sobriety all the years that I've known you? I know you make it sound easier than it is, I think. So what do you say about that?
Well, for one thing, if you enjoy doing what you do and it's making you happy, then why not do it? Enjoy what you do if it's making you happy. If it's not making you happy anymore, find a way to change it. For me, drinking and partying, of course, starts out fun, and then it wasn't fun anymore. It was soul-sucking and awful and hell. So for me, I had to make a change. And, I was thinking about this the other day when I was running, John. I thought, why is it that you only will really make a change when you're at your most bottom, your most darkest? Why is it that is the thing that makes you change? But that's what happened to me. I had to hit bottom to change, and so for me, I don't want to ever go back there, John. It's nowhere I ever want to be again. So that's why I change, and that's why I continue to do my daily routines that continue my sobriety.
Have the routines been disrupted much during the last few weeks?
I think, John, that the routines have been actually, they're getting a little bit more. like my yoga is becoming a little longer. The meditations are coming a little longer. I do some exercises, and I can take a little extra time. I'm putting, myself into some spiritual studies and stuff like that. So I think that this time has allowed me to study a little bit harder.
Is it a matter of replacing one habit with another? Like I've never been in this position. So if you're a person who struggles with sobriety, is that a habit? And can you replace it with a different habit, or does it work that way?
I don't really know, John. Like, all I know is that I had to myself reach out to people that had more answers than me. I got help from therapy. I got help with programs, and they kind of have the answers in them. I can't really speak for what you should do if you have an addiction problem, other than there's a lot of resources out there that you can get help, and I recommend doing it because life is freaking awesome. And if you're happy and you're doing what you do, wonderful. I'm not here at all to say that anything you're doing is wrong. For me, I hit a place where I was not well, so I needed to make that change.
That's great. And we, not to plug my show, but you were recently a guest on it, and you talked quite a lot about that. So, John Huff podcast on your Apples or wherever, and Sarah's episode is very near the top of the list there. So, if you want to learn more about that, you can. But you've always been very open about that, and you've always been very open about everything, actually. And that's not an easy thing to do. And I'm not just talking about the tour van. I mean, in your public life, you don't keep a lot of secrets. Is that a conscious thing, or is that just you?
Um, Again, I think I used to be a compulsive liar, and I used to be a hider, and I used to have secret lives. And um, again, I had to hit a bottom where I said, enough is enough. I just want to be me, and if you don't like me, then you don't have to be my friend. So,
It's exhausting living that way.
mm. So I just heard a message, sorry, John, that we need to be a little louder. Do you need me to be louder or John to be louder? Just wondering. Or you can turn your volume up on your phone.
Yeah, there is that too. This is not easy to do. I've been watching. There've been Sarah Lauder. It
Louder.
says.
Okay.
I've never heard that before in my life. Sarah Lauder. Wow.
Okay.
I've been
All right.
watching, like, people are doing a lot of creative things right now, particularly online. So I've been watching, like,
Hey,
online drum
yeah,
lessons and
yeah,
stuff that
yeah,
people
yeah,
are
yeah,
doing, all
yeah,
this live
yeah.
stuff,
Hey. Mm-hmm.
and volume is a thing. The world was not prepared for this influx of online live stuff. So the tech is what it is, and we do the best we can.
And John, we were not prepared. Let's just be honest. But you and I, we worked through it, and here we are. This is what we came up with. The laptop on the table.
It's working though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I look better sort of on a screen of a screen. You know what I mean? Like the more separation we can get from my real face, that's better. I look a lot better. So even like put it on a different screen behind that, and it'll look fantastic.
Right on. Thanks for your help, guys, with the sound. And if anything is not working, just let us know. And John's going to keep an eye on the comments.
I'm watching as well as I can. There's a delay between. We're 30 seconds ahead of you, folks. We're in a whole different world over here. So Heather's also asking about writing a book. Now I offered to write your biography or your autobiography with you, and you were reluctant to do that.
I don't feel
Yeah.
like I don't feel like I've got anything to say yet. So
I feel like your music is a biography on its own.
yeah, I really feel like I'm not there with the book yet. I don't really know what I could offer. So I'd rather just sing for now.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So
Phil.
are you listening to music these days?
What am I doing? Yes, actually, I am listening to music.
Are you?
My listening to music is quite funny though. Right now, I'm listening to the best of the '90s dance music.
Really?
Yes.
That's like 2 or 3 songs. That's what's on that list.
There's like I couldn't even tell you.
Just the beats, man. Just the beats.
Yeah, there's I can't even think of a song that came on, but That's the only music I'm listening to other than music I have to learn. Like you and I, we did this little secret thing. Me, John, and Ken, we did this Willie Nelson tune. We're going to release that soon. I did an Aerosmith tune with a secret little project I'm working on as well. So, you know, when I have to study music all day long, a lot of the times I'd rather not listen to it.
You got all these secret projects. You're teasing all these things right now. It's good. It's good. Speaking of music, we had a request for you to do certainly my favorite song to do live, which is You're Beautiful.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, hopefully I don't blow your ears off with this one. All right.
Can I tell them about You're Beautiful before you do this?
Yes.
So look, everybody knows that this is a Joy song. It was the Joy song. It was like the big one, right?
Yes. Everybody loved this song.
And so they never taught me to learn Joy songs, just Sarah songs, and we go out and play shows. And it happened more than once that they called out You're Beautiful, and Sarah and Ken start playing the song, which I do not know at the time. So I got pretty much thrown under the bus repeatedly on that song and run over until I learned it. So I still have a phobia, so I may have to shut off the speakers when you play it.
Okay, well, this is for John. And,
oh, thanks.
And Heather and a few other people that asked for it. The Joys, You're Beautiful.
Here we go.
I went to your house the other day. What did you say? Let's give it a break. I'm feeling low. I said, that's okay. How can you love me if you don't love you? I can't explain how lessons are learned. Oh, I really love you, yeah. I really love you. Oh, you're beautiful. When you smile, oh, a miracle. It's in your eyes, oh, you're beautiful. You make me high, oh, a miracle. All the time, I love everything you do. Even when you're blue, I wanna be with you. How you doing now? I give of myself, I get it back. You look in my eyes, I think I'm gonna crack. Oh, I really love you, yeah. I really love you. Oh, you're beautiful. When you smile, oh, a miracle. It's in your eyes, oh, you're beautiful. You make me high, oh, a miracle. All the time, even when you're angry, you're still beautiful. All the time, even when you laugh at me, you're still beautiful. All the time, yeah. All the time, yeah. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, I'm doing like the, oh, I'm gonna do this. Wait for you. Woo! Oh, you're beautiful. When you smile, oh, a miracle. It's in your eyes, oh, you're beautiful. time. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. 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 Oh yeah, honey. All the time. Yeah.
Excuse me, I just had to meditate through that. It's the breakdown bridge section, which if you're the drummer, those are pretty distinct shots, and if you don't know they exist, you're gonna get left hung out to dry pretty hard on that. So
Yeah, you can't really like give you the Keystone Cops on that
you
one.
can't. I know it now. I can do it now, and it's okay. But hey, man, music is a rough business sometimes. So something happened while you were playing that song. Karen Emily described me as Huff. We're on a last name basis now, Emily and I. And I'm going to call her Emily for the rest of time. She threw that down, so I
Good
hope
one.
you're still listening, Karen Emily.
No, you just called her Karen. It's just Emily.
Ah, crap! It's a new thing, right? It's a new thing. So, look, do you feel any pressure, Sarah Smith? Because all these people are kind of looking to you for inspiration.
No, nobody's looking to me. No,
Oh,
I
but they
think
are. They are.
no. I think that the best thing about being open, truthful, honest is that I'm just being me, and I don't really care what anybody thinks anymore, because when you're just yourself, you can't really be anything else. So, if you are, getting inspiration wherever you're getting it from connecting with people. I like to connect with people all the time. Every day I'm reaching out, asking questions, asking how people are, asking for advice and stuff like that. I think that as human beings, we need to connect with each other. That is the way that we grow, and we are there for each other. So whoever you get your inspiration from, amazing. But John, I would say that I don't feel pressure when it comes to living my life. I feel pressure to be the best musician I can be. Mm-hmm. And that makes me nervous. So before I go on stage, I have to get into like a meditative state, and it can seem rude or standoffish, but I need to be alone, and I need to kind of talk through it myself, because I need to convince myself that I can do it.
Well, I mean, I've seen this hundreds of times. Mm-hmm. And I have, I don't have that sort of, I don't get as nervous as I think you do. But then again, nobody's looking at me, so I can get away with a lot that you can't.
John, you're on the drums. Everybody's watching the drummer.
Nobody's watching me at all. Do you know how many times I've come off the stage and stood by your merch table and people didn't know I was on the stage?
Oh boy.
So we have an important question. Courtney Brown wants to know what your dream car is, and I could take a guess, but I'm going to let you answer what your dream car is.
Wow, what's your guess?
I'm going to say mid-2000s Dodge Grand Caravan or a tour bus.
Oh my God! You know something? The Grand Caravan was like a great answer, because I always feel like I have everything that I dream of, and if I wanted something different than a Grand Caravan, I would get it. So I love my Grand Caravan, but my number one dream car, I don't know why, it was the only car that ever spoke to me, was an Audi TT. I don't know why. I know it's a silly looking little car, but I don't know. I can see myself driving in it.
You're not a car person.
That's the only car I know, okay?
We were in Texas in January for a month playing in that really bizarre, weird little tour just before the world ended. And I know all this is my fault because I brought a Trump hat and then got horrendous food poisoning. So I feel like I'm responsible for a lot of this. And I was watching episodes of the Grand Tour on Amazon Prime, and you were not interested in those cars whatsoever. So this comes as a surprise to me.
Yeah, I wasn't really interested. I don't think I looked at anything you were watching on TV. Soccer, weird football, and cars.
I thought you
Meh.
I thought you'd be missing soccer desperately by now.
I miss nothing.
That's an interesting thing.
Hmm.
That's a compelling thing because I mean, like a lot of people are caught up in what they can't do or don't have right now. But you don't tend to roll that way. You tend to be very what's in front of you. That's a touring musician's mentality.
Guys, on the road, a lot of the times we might look busy, but most of the times we are doing absolutely nothing and having to try and stay sane. That is our job. Like we just sit there day, like hours a day, either driving or sitting in the hotel room doing nothing, and you have to keep yourself entertained. So whether, there's a lot of brain stuff that goes on, a lot of meditating, I guess, and I'm kind of used to this nothingness that's happening right now. It just feels normal, kind of. The only amazing thing about it is that I get to be at home with the person I love, and it's incredible.
But and road life is very much what's right in front of you right now. So it's like yesterday feels like a year ago, and there is no tomorrow. It's this moment right now that you've got to deal with, right? So, you don't miss anything because you're used to not missing anything. Like your whole life is this moment, right?
Well, I think that's one thing that you learn when you study, um, you know, some of the books I've read and stuff is that you have to try and live in the moment, and otherwise you will become anxious if you look too far ahead. That is anxiety. If you look too far behind, that's depression.
Yeah.
Joy is found in the center, in the middle, and in the now.
And this is a moment where a lot of people are being faced with the now more than they ever have probably in their lives. It's a hard thing. I mean, there's a shift in consciousness, a potential shift in consciousness here right now because so many people are being forced to contemplate how we live. I am, right? That's powerful. That's cool. It's also really hard. So, it's good for people to see somebody like you who's already kind of gone through this in a way and has thought about it, how to just be, right? Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. In reflection, you also find that there's also pain, and I've worked through some pain. I've worked through some guilt feelings. I've worked through some, um, you know, I've had some wake up moments where I've figured out, oh, that was my fault. That is something I need to work on. I am an asshole when it comes to that, or whatever it might be. I've had some definite reflection moments that haven't been fun. Um, Life is not fun. Life isn't fun. It's supposed to be, a breathing. It's supposed to be I like the way Ken describes things as a yin and a yang. There's a black and a white, and there's a light and there's a dark, and there's a, um, you know, sunshine and evening.
Sunshine and lollipops.
Yeah.
It's like, but what's cool though is that you're not just talking out your ass on this. You've done the work to come to this wisdom, and it meant going through some really dark stuff. And that is in your music now. Like you're an alchemist. You've turned that dark energy into something beautiful, which is the songs that you've written. And that's an advanced technique. That's a tactic that's not easy to do. Well, a lot of people take this dark energy that they have or experiences that they've had, and they let it bring them way, way down. But you've used it to create something uplifting, which is pure alchemy. So that's one of the reasons why there are 100 people on this stream right now saying how much they love you. Because that's your energy that you've put out. That's your vibe, right?
Well, thanks.
Sarah's gonna cry? No.
No, thank you.
So,
It's not a thought process. When I write music, it just comes from my heart. So,
right.
do you want to hear one I wrote?
Yeah, we had a question about your songwriting process. Maybe you can relate that to this particular song, if whatever you want to.
Absolutely. A lot of the times when I write songs, I was saying to John that the songs come from silence, from reflection, and usually when I'm in a quiet moment, that is exactly when the song comes. And it can come every day, sometimes twice a day. I write a lot of songs, and the songs just speak the words of my heart. If I feel sad, the songs are sad. If I feel hopeful, the songs have hope. This song in particular came right when things were starting to change. There was a flex in the universe, and we all just kind of started to feel a little bit of panic. And, my friend Tanya, she described it as sometimes you don't really have words to describe what's happening. You just look around and you say, can we somehow stop this natural instinct? And that this is the song that I wrote. It's my song called Reaching Out. All right?
Go for it.
Come on, baby, don't push me away now. Can you sympathize with me? Can you stop your natural instinct? Can you have some compassion, please? And I feel like I can, no control. And I feel like I can't live anymore. This is me reaching out now. This is me reaching out now. This is me reaching out now. Come on, baby, don't push me away now. Can you have some sympathy, please? Can you stop your natural instinct? Can you have some compassion, please? And I feel like I have no control. And I feel like I can't live anymore. This is me reaching out now. This is me reaching out now. This is me reaching out now. This is me reaching out now.
Oh, I like that one. I don't know that one.
I just wrote it, and then I did a little video the one morning, and I put this little video out that gave some resources of where you can go if you're looking for some help right now. If you're not feeling well in your mental state, you can look for some help. You can find it on my page here, Sarah Smith Music. The name of the song is Reaching Out.
That's great. I like that one a lot.
Thanks, John.
I can hear a lot. I can hear a lot in that one. That's cool.
Thanks.
That's cool. It's I have a couple of related questions for you. So, Tanya Taylor Clayton, the great, asked you if you miss the energy of performing live.
Tanya, I love everybody that comes to the shows, and I love seeing people happy and people smiling and laughing and gathering, and I do miss, the smells and the sights and the sounds and, the way that everybody is connected. But I do feel that we also are connected in other ways right now. Even though it might not feel ideal, or a lot of people are missing hugs and warmth and skin and touch, I feel that love is universal, and I feel that it goes through all the dimensions. It doesn't matter if we're just on a little computer screen, or it doesn't matter if we're side by side. We can give love and receive love through all dimensions. So I still feel it. Even when I'm just here talking on my cell phone into John's head on a laptop, I still feel the energy of a connection.
Uh, on a related note, if you had the question from Angelica Volna, she wrote to me earlier today or yesterday. Angie is one of our dear friends in Europe.
Hey, John, I'm wearing her shirt that she designed.
Are you? Which
Yeah.
one? I can't
It
see
says,
my.
I'm not afraid of the dark.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
Angelica designed that. She's a wonderful artist and our great friend who lives in Vienna, the most beautiful city I've ever seen. And she wondered, since we had our May Europe tour canceled, pity, what are you going to miss about Europe, Sarah, in May?
I will definitely miss the people, the friends that we've created, the adventures that we have as a band while we're there. I also will miss the food, the coffee.
Oh, the coffee.
Yeah, the coffee is just wonderful. And I think that Europe is just absolutely spectacular. I just love the beautiful architecture and the cobblestone streets and the amazing, like majestic buildings you get to see, and they're old and they have history, and I do miss that.
Are you going to miss driving a Sprinter van down the tiny roads in the Netherlands?
I'm not going to miss that. That is where I feel pressure.
Whew. I've been in that van. I've seen it, but you handle it. You're in. You're not exactly fearless, but you do not. Ah, my chair's collapsing. You do not let fear stop you. That was a great moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know what, John? That is true about fear. You know, I'm a very scared person, but I will never let it stop me. So, for instance, I went to Texas with John and Ken as a trio, and I decided that before I go, I'm going to become a lead guitar player in a month. And so, why don't we just learn 10 new cover songs and play lead guitar that I've never done in my life, and then go on to all these stages and play in front of people that are sitting there staring at us? Okay? Panic attacks, constant panic attacks in Texas. I was scared every single night. But you know what, John? I did it.
I was there. I mean, this is not low pressure stuff. Now we played Elvis for an audience, and a member of the audience played with Elvis. So, you know, a certain amount of pressure there.
And I played it on my acoustic with no lead parts. Yeah.
Yes. Well, it was an acoustic show, so okay, that was not your choice, but you did it. I mean, it takes quite a lot of brass, but your whole life takes quite a lot of brass. Not everybody can do what you do. I mean, you book these tours, you tour manage these tours, you play the songs, you write the songs, you go off with these three apes in the back of your van, and you do it, and you come up laughing at the end of the day every time. That's not easy to do.
It's an adventure, isn't it?
It's a great adventure, though. And
Yes.
I have told you before, and I'll say again, how much I appreciate the opportunity you've given me to do that with you.
I hope we can do more.
Yeah, me too. September, maybe.
Absolutely. And John, I just want you to know that I am no longer booking my Germany dates. I have passed that all on to our friend Kirsten in Germany.
Kirsten.
Yay!
Go Kirsten.
We've been, she's so good at booking shows that we have convinced her to start a company. So Kirsten, get on that, get your company going and get these shows booked. Yeah.
See what an inspiration you are? But the thing is, you give opportunities to people. You give people the benefit of the doubt, and not everybody does that.
John,
right?
how
you're
many
generous
times?
that way.
But how many times have you been given an opportunity and you screwed it up, and the person allowed you to do it again until you learned how to do it right? This is how I was raised. I screwed up a lot, and I just kept trying until I got it right. And I remember there was this boss I had in Arthur Pizza, Wes Harmule. He had like 8 kids, and then there was 8 Czechoslovakian kids. They all spoke Czech, and me. And I felt like a bit of an outsider, but that family brought me in and they taught me. And he was really quite, controlling. And he would say, like, you have to do it like this. And there was a lot of pressure, and I would always screw up. you know, and then he would say, try it again, and I would try it again, and I would try it again. And usually I'd screw up a few times until I got it right. And eventually I started to gain some confidence, and I know that we all screw up, and I know that we have that one person that allows us to screw up more than once and forgives us and keeps us going and pushes us to do our best.
Nobody does pizza like Czechs.
They're amazing.
Do you remember our
yeah.
experience in the Czech Republic?
Oh, yes.
Playing in the city of Kutná Hora?
It was a Tuesday night. Yep.
It was. And they opened up this club for us. And we started playing the show to a basically empty room. And then a whole gang of people came in from Prague who had seen you play in Canmore, Alberta, of all places.
It's amazing.
And they came in and they danced the night away, and it wound up being a super memorable night on that tour.
It was amazing, and I'm very grateful. This is why I play so many shows, because you never know where that person that saw you the first time in Canmore, Alberta, is going to end up in Czech.
In Kutná Hora, Czech Republic, where they have a cathedral that's full of just bones.
Creepy.
Go read my tour blogs. You'll see all about it. So, Sarah, it's 10 to 8. Time is flying by. Is there a song you feel like you want to play? Because we've had, obviously, requests.
What are some of the requests?
Well, people love Angels and Anchors, but you don't have your backup singer, so that gets dicey. I don't know if you can do that one alone.
What other requests have there been? Anything else?
I don't remember.
Shit.
So, but I mean, play whatever you want to play, man. What do you feel like playing?
Tyler, I know that I saw you request Angels and Anchors, and I love you, and I appreciate that, and I'm going to do it for you, okay?
Oh, wow.
I'm on the balance of hanging on or letting go. Fear is crippling from my head into my soul. When I look to the sky, I see wings falling down. Hold on tight, 'cause I don't wanna drown. Let the waves and the stars take me, I'm yours. Be the hope, be the light. I can't give up this time, 'cause I have angels and they have anchors, so they can't leave me tonight. I'm on the balance of letting go or moving on. Pain is crumbling from my heart into my bones. When I look to the sky, I see wings falling down. Hold on tight, 'cause I don't wanna drown. Let the waves and the stars take me, I'm yours. Be the hope, be the light. I can't give up this time, 'cause I have angels and they have anchors, so they can't leave me tonight. Oh, ooh. look to the sky, I see wings falling down. Hold on tight, 'cause I don't wanna drown. Let the waves hit the shores, take me, I'm yours. Be the hope, be the light, I can't give up this time. Let the waves hit the shores, take me, I'm yours. Be the hope, be the light, I can't give up this time. 'Cause I have angels and they have anchors, so they can't leave me tonight. No, no, no. I have angels and they have anchors. Soon they'll let me fly.
Thank you.
It's interesting how the comments dry up as you're playing that song. Everybody's just listening.
Hey, John, thank you so much for being this amazing head in the laptop with a brain in your beautiful head in the laptop. And I love the way that you bring your experience into what you do. And I really hope you'll
Thank you.
continue with lots of wonderful insight. I love the way you share your insight with the world. So thanks for being a messenger. I love you, John. Thank you. Make
Oh,
some noise for
thank you.
John Huff. Woo!
Some virtual noise. I'm practicing for someday when I'm just a head in a jar of formaldehyde, and that's how they keep me alive. Like in the future, that's just how I'm gonna be.
Why do you think I got this jar out?
Your head's a little small for that.
Hey.
A little big for that jar.
Hey, can we just do a big cheers? Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to listen. Thank you to everybody that's supporting all the artists out there right now. You're just incredible people. Thank you. Cheers, everybody.
Thank you,
Cheers.
everyone.
Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you soon, okay?
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Take
Good
care,
night.
guys.
Good night.